Hey everyone, it's been a while since I talked with you like this. I've got some very important matters I need to share with you. I'm going to present some rather shocking facts in the next few minutes that will make you sit up and pay attention. But before I do, I want to state the SJP's case, which is that the PAP continues to use the government as a business to profit off our backs, and in doing so, make life tremendously harsh and stressful for us. Here's what I mean. We're already living in the most expensive city in the world, and yet the PAP continues to raise prices and taxes on a whole slew of items. Take, for example, water. The government increased the price of water by 30% last year. What many of you don't know is that even before the hike, you were already paying 4 layers of taxes. 1, water tariff; 2, waterborne fee; 3, water conservation tax; and finally, the GST is levied on top of these 3 layers of taxes. As I said, this is just one of the many increases. Take another example, electricity. As you can see, electricity tariffs have been steadily increasing through the years, allowing the government to make about $1 billion a year over the last 13 years. Now, all these taxes has allowed the government to collect billions of dollars in budget surpluses annually. A budget surplus is the amount of tax money that the government collects over and above what it needs. In business terms, it's called a profit. In 2016, the surplus was $6 billion. 2017 was $10 billion, and 2019, $2 billion. And that's a total of nearly $20 billion extra dollars that the government collected in the immediate 3 years following the GE in 2015. And now in 2019, it announces the Merdeka Generation Package and the Bicentennial Bonus. And everybody says, wow, the PAP is so good now. Just think about it. Merdeka Package costs $6 billion, the Bicentennial Bonus $1 billion. Collect $20 billion in the first 3 years after the GE, and then give back $7 billion the year just close to the general elections. Not bad for a business plan, right? And to add insult, the PAP is now going to raise GST to 9% after the next general elections. In the meantime, 50% of Singaporean households report that they are unable to save for a rainy day. Yes, you heard that right. Half of Singaporean households have no savings. Then there is healthcare. Do you know how much you have to put aside for your MediSave? 10% of your income. And do you know how much reserves there is in the MediSave? $89 billion. Billion with a B. And do you know how much has been paid out? A measly $1 billion. That's 1% in case you're calculating. What about the MediShield? The PAP makes you pay about $500 annually, depending on your age and income level, into this insurance scheme, and tells you that if you fall ill, you can claim from it. And how much can you claim? Just ask Mr. Xiao Ban Yam. He went for an eye operation and ended up with a bill of $4,477. How much did MediShield pay? $4.50. I'm not making this up, it's all in the Straits Times. More than 20% of Singaporeans go into debt because of medical expenses. And more Singaporeans are turning to crowdfunding to raise money for their medical bills. And that's not all. ElderShield, which is another insurance scheme, now replaced by CashShield Life. Now, ElderShield was an optional scheme, whereas CashShield now is a compulsory scheme requiring Singaporeans 30 and above to pay into. ElderShield, when it was in operation, collected $2.6 billion between 2002 and 2015, but paid out only $0.1 billion during that period. That's a 96% profit. Wait, there's more. In 2017, the National Healthcare Group, which operates our hospitals, registered a profit of $68 million. SingHealth, which runs our polyclinics, also collected a surplus of $8 million. And this is why I say the PAP takes every opportunity to make a profit off us. A joint study by Duke NUS and MOH found that 70% of our elderly could not meet their monthly household expenses. Let that sink in for a minute. And in 2017, a record number of elderly Singaporeans committed suicide. In the meantime, we have a couple of $100 billion in our CPF that the government is withholding from retirees. Our total reserves is estimated at about $1 trillion. That's $1,000 billion. And we don't know what's happening to it. Now, don't get me wrong. I'm not saying that everything that the PAP does is bad. But there are areas, major and important areas in our lives that the PAP is making very difficult. And it's the opposition's job to point them out. I cite all these facts and figures because I want to reason with you and make sense to you. Because if I were to go on a rant without backing up what I say with evidence, then I'm sure we will not get your support. But more than reason with you, we've also painstakingly put together a series of alternative policies. We've been responsible and constructive. They are available on our website and videos. Please check them out. After listening to what I've said, I think you're angry. But don't get angry. Anger won't change anything. Instead, let's get busy. Let's do something about it. Things don't have to be the way they are. Don't just sit back and say, what to do, Cheng Hu like this, bo bian. We are not helpless. SDP is on the move. We've grown and continue to grow in strength, and we stand ready to get into the next parliament to serve you and our nation. We cannot promise you the world. Whoever tells you that they can, don't believe them. But this much I promise you. If we are in parliament, we can and will lighten that heavy financial pressure on you and your family so that you can breathe a little easier. But we cannot bring about change by ourselves. We need you. We need you to volunteer. We need you to donate. We need you to help us spread the word. The elections will likely be called at the end of this year. That's just months from now. There are doors to knock, candidates to train, and logistics to organize. If we wait until then to get going, we're sunk. We need you to get involved now. Please donate by going to this link here or volunteer and write to us. I'll post these links in the comments section below. Share this video with everyone whom you know, and then some. Whatever it is, don't remain passive. That's not an option. Get active. Team SDP is ready to take you on board and get cracking with you. We deserve better. We can do better. Stand with us. SDP now. I'll see you again.